Good afternoon, Internet. I'm your host, HazelPlace89. Welcome back to City Skylines 2. It's been a while, but we are overlooking Beaufort Township in Clarion County. And I would like to, first of all, apologize for the lack of videos over the last little bit. Holiday season with Christmas and Thanksgiving and the like have kind of been a bit challenging on the old content release schedule. And then the start of the new year, kind of thinking about stuff, where the channel's going, what to do, but I think we'll keep it consistent. And if anything changes, keep an eye on the community tab. For that is where we will find, or you'll find announcements and stuff. I need to get better at being active on social media for that, especially for the channel. So yeah. Oh, with all that kind of said and out of the way, just a little housekeeping. Welcome. Happy to be here. First of all, what I'd love to be able to do is I want to expand the district, actually, to get full coverage on this area, and that'll kind of get rid of that little situation there. So this guy will be happy and healthy and whole. I think what we'll actually do is we're going to take this all the way out this way. Because if it's not full coverage, what'll happen is these guys will continue being sick until I place another one and assign it. So that's what we'll do. What we could do is have ourselves, let's make another district area here. Just kind of like this. We could call it something special, I guess. Oaktown. That's fine. It works. So what I want to do is we're going to need to also do... We need to come here. We'll need to select operating districts. Okay, that's actually fine. Perfect. Medical clinic is also fine, but as you can see, we're going to need to expand it probably, but we can't. So we'll need to figure that out. Place another one. But where we left off, we're making money again, which is great. But what we need to do is we need to think about expansion. Honestly, we're at the point where we can start kind of really building out and things like that. So what I think I like the idea of doing is I think I like the idea of maybe placing some housing right here or along here. But we do have expansion permits, but the thing is, the tile upkeep's kind of expensive. But I think we can get by with at least one of them. We'll just lose a ton of money right out of the gate. $70,000 is not what an amount that I'm willing to part with at the moment. So what I think we can do, we can work with what we have. What I think I am interested in doing is upgrading some of these houses right here to become higher density, and then expanding some. Let's start off. We're gonna get a road off this corner, kind of right here, to mirror our highway. I think that's what we'll do, and then we can fill it in. We have this area where you can fill in with residential, and again over here we can fill this in with residential as well. And I think that's what we will do. Another thing that I like to do is, so we have the Japan creator pack, low density inspired commercial businesses. And what I've found is this specific type of zoning makes a delightful little like a storefront, like a strip mall. And I think I like the idea of kind of incorporating some of that. So yeah, kind of like what we did over here, but with like longer lots. So you can park it out in front like what we have there, and I think it'll be a good time. I actually do kind of like the way this looks. We could grab, let's just go ahead here. We're gonna just toss a Rooney, some there, right there. And then I think I like the idea of maybe getting another little pieces on in there. That's not going to work because it's connected to this road right here, I think. Yeah, that's not going to work. But anyway, but you see what I'm getting at. And And I think I like the idea of doing some more here, but I almost wonder if it'd be worth getting some sort of arcing. What is this going to look like? Yeah, that's quite large. We'll lose half of a square if we do that, but that's okay. So here's what I want to do. Before I get too far along with all of the shenanigans of doing what I need to do, let's come here. We're going to grab our 2-lane road. I'm going to turn off that. And then I think what we'll do is we're going to come here. Let's go turn off grid as well. Just go straight at angle. Let's go about 140. Yeah, 144 there will be fine. Then I think I want to grab this angle here. And then we're just going to continuous curve. Oh, what is that silliness, I wonder? Continuous curve, convex curve. Yeah. What is going on with that? I don't understand. I'm going to do something like this. That'll be fine. And then I think what I like the idea of doing, making a couple of through connections. So let's say we want a through connection here. Just get a straight section of road. Put her there. We have the connectivity, but it's not overwhelmingly so. And then what we can do, we're just gonna do some fun patterns. Something like this. And what I think I'll do actually before we do all of that, we're going to come in through here with some of these fancy schmancy paths. And we're going to just, you know, like so. I want all the zoning inside. I don't want anything on this road out here. In regards to like residential. What I think we've got going on here will be a good time. So let's actually take this. I'm gonna put a little something like that. And then I think I like the idea of kind of coming off the side here. Something like so. So what we'll do is we're gonna just need to do some pretty substantial pathing work to make sure that the zoning is where I want the zoning. So yeah. And then what we can do, let's just take a look out here. So what's interesting is that I've kind of live in an area in the city in which I live wherein sometimes things we have like kind of not necessarily dead end streets, but definitely roads that kind of meander. And I guess they are dead end streets, really. That kind of people where people live. And I think that we have the opportunity here to do some fun little zoning patterns. I don't want to go too crazy with it, but I also want it to be kind of special and interesting. So I'm not gonna do something like that. That's kind of the point that I'm trying to get at. Just some space between the houses. I think that'll look a little more realistic that way. So let's go ahead then. We're gonna just kind of get to it. Something like this. And we can come through, and I'm planning on placing some commercial along this road to kind of help with some of the noise. Hey, and look at this. We've got a rock musician mansion. We'll make that a dedicated build like we did with our executive mansion earlier in the series. And I think it'll be a good time. So let's grab the path here. And I want to turn off everything except grid, perhaps. Let's turn off that as well. There we go. Beautiful. But yeah, I don't want zoning on the 2-lane road just yet. I'm going to put commercial there. So we have all of these paths now that we can kind of disconnect. So yeah, we're getting to the point where we're making money pretty steadily. We're around $3.8 or $3,800, $3,900. Just about kind of coming in. Where are we at here? Yeah, $38.95 an hour, which is delightful. A fair amount of money. So we just have those going for us, which is nice. And what I think I like the idea of doing, we're going to make sure that our district covers area like so. Let's actually bring it down to cover the highway, just to kind of reduce any confusion that we may have with doing this. So here's what we'll do. Let's just do a nice strip of zoning here for that. Nice zoning here for that. And then what we could do is, I don't think we can yet. We cannot. We're going to upgrade this with sound barriers. Ooh, hey there. And so you can just imagine like the height that'll kind of be evident beyond the sound barriers. And it's a specific look that I find that I very much like. It's kind of like pops of height of buildings poking through over sound barriers, which I kind of like the look of. Let's actually draw. We're gonna draw you here. I'm gonna draw you here. We're just gonna have to make something work here for this. Something like that, and then we'll just do this. I don't mind that hard angle there. I think it'll be fine. Because what I want to do is I want to come in here and do some fun stuff like what we've got over there, just to kind of bring in a little bit more density or low density residential into the area. So what we'll do, let's go ahead. We're gonna demarcate this off here like so. Grab our cul-de-sac tool, place it right there, and let's take another path, and we're just gonna put it right there. All right. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to take another path right here. This is gonna be a heavy path work episode, which honestly I think will be kind of be kind of neat. So we can kind of, you know, have connections for walkability all over the place. It'll be a good time. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna continue just doing this. Put you here, put you there, and I think I like the idea of just kind of splitting some of that off. There we go. All right, let's see if we can delete that now and kind of, yeah. So let's go ahead then. We're gonna just put just some normal North American style homes here like this, and we can add a little something like that. All right, same thing over here. I love that, the addition of the cul-de-sacs in this game. I need to figure out, just for my own amusement, I want to find the difference between having cul-de-sacs versus having roundabouts at the end. I mean, aside from the aesthetic difference, I'm sure that there's a reason, and honestly, I don't mind it. I know that that's something that someone addressed another content creator addressed it. Like, not sure what the difference is, but I like the fact that it's there. I like it. And then I think what we'll do, just cause, let's go ahead then. We're gonna grab our alleyway road here. And I think I want to bring it kind of right here. Something like that, just so we can have a little more zoning. Now what happens if I delete that and delete you? Put you there. Yeah. Actually, here's what we'll do for this instead. Something like that. I think I like that a little better, to be honest. And we're out of power. So here's what we're going to take a look at. We are having electricity problems, but if we go to our budget City services for electricity is 80%. So let's go ahead. We're going to up this to 90 and we're just going to see what happens. And that fixed it. Our garbage collection is also having problems. And I think I want to take a gander. We don't really have anything, but let's see what we can unlock in our progression tree here. Incinerator plant, recycling center. Let's grab the recycling center. And we're going to see how large this asset is. And it's expensive. But what we can do for now, we can come over here. And in the meantime, we can expand our garbage facilities. Like so. Ooh, excuse me. My nose is stopped up. So, there's that. So here's what I want to do. I want to like I said a while ago, I want to take some of these and I want to turn them into French medium density housing. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to zone over them. We're going to delete those houses here. And I think it'll be an interesting look. See kind of the sprawl out of the higher density area over where we need it to be. But then we also have more medium or lower rent housing demand. And I just honestly just love the fact that they just kind of pop over the trees like that. That just makes me happy. And I knew I did that a few episodes ago, but it still makes me happy. I like the way it looks. So there's that, which honestly is very exciting. I think what we'll do is I want to take the time to make the area very walkable as we kind of wait for the introduction of mass transit. Buses would be fun, taxi depots would be fun, but honestly we don't really need that right now because we are a smaller city. I don't feel the need to introduce that at the moment, kind of an unnecessary expense. So what I think we'll do instead, let's go ahead and I think I want to make a custom strip mall. I think I want to do that over here actually. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to dezone this commercial right here like so. And then what we'll do, I would like to grab an angled parking lot, alley road parking lot. Let's actually leave a gap of space and we're going to just park it right about there. And then let's take you and zone that. Excuse me, friends. Sinuses. Here's what we'll do instead. We're going to take a normal alleyway. We're going to come out 16 units. Then we're going to grab the angled alleyway parking road. We're going to just go, let's say, to about there. Yeah, that's perfect. Now, I know ideally you wouldn't want to have this on the show, but honestly, I don't care. So much what we could do actually is we could go ahead. Perfect, anything geometry. We could do that instead. Actually, that works a lot better. Yeah, that's fine. Believe it or not. We could keep it that way, but that's kind of a steep. We'll just do that. We'll just delete that. And then I think what we could get by with, actually, we can make a connection this way. So let's do that. We're going to just make a connection. Elk Street's gonna kind of end here. I almost like the idea of adding another farm right here. We could probably get by with it. So anyway, what we'll do is I want to come through here. I'm gonna go grab this brush, or tree deletion brush with the vegetation tool. And I'm not using the mods or anything. I'm using the vanilla tools, the vanilla tree brush, which we have. I'm gonna down the brush size, up the intensity of it, and we're just gonna delete some of these trees here. Just so we can kind of get a better idea of what we're looking at, honestly. Now what I want to do, I'm going to frame the area that I'm building in with a path, because I had this idea in mind, and I'd like to fill the gap in with surface. So what we're gonna do is in this big rectangular square here, what I'm planning on doing Actually, let's go ahead. We're gonna just I have another idea. We're gonna scooch you out. Actually, we're gonna scooch you out. Oh, come on. There we go. I'm gonna delete that for right now. We're gonna scooch this out because I think what we could get by with is we're gonna just pretend. I'm thinking ahead a lot. We're gonna do this, and then I'll have a row back here, and we'll have something like loading docks, which I think will be a great kind of look. So what I'm gonna do I want to go? We're gonna have some differentiation in size. Something like that. I think that's cool. That'll be fine. But wait for that to zone in. Also, we still have need of like demand for residential and stuff. So as I'm looking at it, what I think I like the idea of doing is let's see about getting some residential zoning here. Let's go for UK residential zoning. Something like that. And I think that'll be okay. And then we could even continue some of our media or our lower end housing back here, which I think is something that I do feel like would be a good idea. What we could do, we're going to grab, let's go. Ooh, here's what we'll do. We'll go 184 perpendicular parking. And then let's go one more. Something like this. So here's what the plan is. So let's take a look and see. Let's get our France low density housing. And they all fit perfectly like that. So I think that was just like 4 or something. 184, yeah. 84. Yes, they line up perfectly on the parking lots, which is exactly what I wanted them to do. So we're gonna wait for those to come in, and I think it'll look pretty nifty, if I do say so myself. Let's make sure that our district covers it, and it does. Amazing. So there we have it. We're making money still, $4,100. So yeah, I'm glad to be back. I've been playing City Skylines too, and I'm enjoying it a lot. I think I like the idea of let's just get some pops of height apartment. Just vanilla North American medium density. And what I'm gonna do is kind of put some of those. Let's put this actually right here. And then I think what I'll do, since those are also medium density, what I think I'll do is we're going to do something similar over here. Just leave a little bit of space, something like that. And that's kind of what the plan is, honestly. And then what we could do is we could add let's add some row homes right here. Kind of bring this back. What is that? Okay, that's I think that's a placed building. Yeah. So here's what we'll do. Let's grab this thing. Something like that. I don't actually need it right there. So anyway, what we'll do, we're gonna grab medium density row homes, spin those out. And there we have it. So slowly and surely we are expanding the city. And what I think we'll do is I'll continue to do that. And I like the idea of figuring out a way to bring Myrtle Street a little further along. And I'd love it to kind of go this way and connect up here somewhere. But, you know, that will be a project for the future. I don't want a bridge, so we'll probably do some redevelopment. But that'll destroy some of these beautiful low density or medium density homes that I like so very much. I'm not sure I'm ready for that level of commitment. But regardless, what we still have the opportunity to do is continue to bring in some low density homes. Once again, we're going to drop you off there. I'm just going to have to change my plan a little bit. We're just going to add a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It's still not on Hickory Street, which is what I wanted to avoid. But I love the way that that is starting to look. I'm a big fan. So, as we kind of draw near to the midpoint of the episode, before I drop momentarily and get to detailing, let's just kind of take a look, see if there's anything else we can button up before we get started. I'm loving the way that this central area is looking, and hopefully as these kind of begin to get upgraded into into medium density, we'll find ourselves having a good time with that. So friends, here we are. I'm going to just detail a bunch of stuff, some empty spaces, kind of just find things that need detailing, and I'm going to get to doing that. So with all that said, I will be back with you momentarily. Welcome back. So what we've done, I just came in and filled in some of these big green spaces with trees and stuff. Added some bush lining around this path back here, and I think it looks kind of nice. I added a parking lot behind these row homes. I like the way that looks, just kind of like one of the new one-way alley roads with the parking lot on it. And I just think that kind of fits the aesthetic of there. I'm a big fan of the way that looks. This little corner right here, just added a little park and some trees. This is a very tree heavy detailing episode. I'm thinking what we could do eventually is kind of, we're gonna expand our residential. We're gonna have to buy a tile and just bite that in the butt and deal with it. On the highway, you may have noticed, but I got the highway skill tree thing. So now I can add sound barriers, and I really like the way that this looks. So as we're coming through here, let's just kind of pretend for a minute. We're coming through, we're coming down the city, we're driving. It reminds me, so I used to drive through Atlanta a lot when I was younger. Mom and dad would drive us through Atlanta, and on the one side of the city we'd have our sound barriers, right? Big tall sound barriers, but you could see towers peeking over the building or over the tops. I kind of wanted to go over that, and I think I kind of achieved that. But you can imagine like a little bit more height as we kind of build out this area, and then just to kind of make it even more soundproof back here, especially for the residential blocks back here. I added some trees, lots and lots of trees. I did a few pathwork things. I was gonna do something right here, but then I got distracted and I didn't, so that's fine. It is what it is. I redid some of the pathwork back here. I can imagine we'll probably fill some of that out with zoning at some point. And then if we come over here, I just added a little neighborhood, and it seems to be filling in quite nicely. I upgraded all the roads from dirt to the alley, so the gravel roads, now they're alleys. I just think that'll be a little more conducive to what we want to do. So there's that. And as we're over here, what we can totally do, we can get away with doing a little bit of this, you know. So I just wanted to kind of round out the episode there. I want to thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for tuning in as we kind of get back into the swing of things with our City Skylines content. Just overall, just generally speaking, I know that I haven't done a lot, and I apologize, and I am going to rectify that. Let's actually come down here, and I like the idea of maybe grabbing another tower. Just kind of, why not? So with all that said, friends, I want to thank you so much for joining me on this episode. Thank you for your likes, comments, subscribes. They all mean a lot. They all help out a ton. So with all that out of the way, here we are at the end. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.